let's say it's Oscar season, and through some crazy, wacky twist of fate, we are chosen to select the nominees.
Oh,
so,
no. At this point.
Yes.
Okay, great.
So for the past year, what would you vote for Best Picture?
Since the last Oscars?
Just from 2016.
Okay.
Thus far.
It's about the same time.
Yeah, so far, yeah.
I'd probably pick Gods of Egypt.
Oh.
I'd have to say Suicide Squad. Definitely.
All right, so we're just doing bad movies. All right. What was a bad movie?
I disagree.
All right, well then I'll do Batman v Superman. I'll just lean into it. Just lean into the bit.
And Sarah, do you have one?
Can't even remember what movies I've seen this year. I like Kubo. It was cute.
Okay, so she comes out of left field with an actual good movie. All right, so out of those options,
probably Kubo would win.
All right, so yeah.
I mean, based on the rules.
No, hang on now. See, now we have to talk about this. Who do we think would win besides
Kubo.
the obvious choice?
Yeah.
Well,
okay, of those three movies, probably Gods of Egypt,
I would
because
say
at
so.
least that one wasn't terrible.
We
Okay,
actually
well, it wasn't as terrible.
We actually chose to see Kubo instead of Suicide Squad that day.
We did.
You're right.
That's like how, oh, well, it's not like it, but I chose to see Transformers Revenge of the Fallen instead of the Jack Black movie Year One.
Which, I think that's a fair move.
Dude, that is a very fair move.
Yeah.
I would watch.
Yeah.
I would watch almost anything. Oh man.
Yeah, okay, so, I would say, but yeah, Gods of Egypt looks like a failed Oscar movie.
Okay, the
Like-
category is visual effects out of those 4 nominees.
Alright, there's only 4 nominees in it this year.
Yep, that's it. Only
This is
4.
What
Kubo.
about Civil War?
You
Well,
didn't
that's
pick
actually,
it. You didn't.
were the only
nominate it.
one who
Yeah,
named an actual good movie.
Best picture and visual doesn't have to be the same.
Kubo takes it all this year.
No, honestly, I think Gods of Egypt actually has a leg up on Kubo for visual effects.
I don't know, I think just the stop motion aspect gives it a heart.
It's a lot more work,
Nah.
so you respect
This
that.
is the weirdest thing. Of these 3 bad movies and 1 good movie, which one
Is a good movie.
You started this. It could have been serious, but of course not.
I couldn't think of a serious good movie that I've seen. I've only seen Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad.
Oh man.
Didn't Deadpool come out this year?
Oh yeah, it did.
Oh,
it
yeah.
did.
Well,
I should have
but
said
that was
that.
before the Oscars.
Alright, rehash. Okay, Deadpool, X-Men, the X-Men
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse,
Civil War.
Superhero
and,
Superhero Oscars.
Civil War, and
and-
Doctor Strange. Oh, we'll
Wait.
just we'll
when
just play
it
by
comes
ear,
out.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let's hypothesize.
See, I don't think... Okay, I will say that as far as Oscars go, Doctor Strange might have a leg up on Civil War for originality.
Really?
I think it's going to be a better story. Civil War isn't so much of a story as it is just an extremely fun ride.
True.
Like, it's good. Like, I don't want to, like...
Who'd win visuals in that battle?
Doctor Strange.
Yeah, probably Doctor Strange.
Huh. Well, you guys are putting...
Just the trailer for
Yeah, I
Doctor
was going to say, the
Strange.
trailers are insane.
All right, fair enough.
What were the other ones, though?
And also, Doctor Strange probably isn't going to have a bit where just, like, little cue cards come up with, like, that's who this character is. Whoa, we're so edgy.
Well, then there was Deadpool and X-Men. Oh, well, X-Men wasn't
Would
that
X-Men win
great.
anything?
It was shiny.
X-Men might
I don't
win,
think it'd
like,
win anything.
Out of those, maybe Score.
Most middle-of-the-road film.
Yeah. I'm sorry, X-Men.
I don't think it was bad. I think it came out at a bad time.
Yeah, right.
It came out when it's like...
They did their average X-Men movie in a
year where, like, Civil War was coming out, and it's
Right.
like, nah. And Deadpool, and, like, all
And
this other
Batman
good
v
stuff.
Superman.
Which was
in
bad,
terms
but
of,
got super
in terms of
hyped.
scale, like...
Yes.
And it got hyped so much, so it was like, alright.
And it made like $600 million in a week, and then no one saw it again.
And that's it, yeah. And then,
Everyone's like, oh.
it was actually like a record-breaking turnaround. It was like, this has never happened. Everyone gave up on it immediately.
And Andrew, want to end with your update?
Oh, yes. Quick update to rescue the opening bit. Before we wrap it up, I'm going to give a 5-second update in my ongoing quest to become prettier than Joe.
We have to give you, like, a picture of him or something.
We really do. He was sexy. We're not just saying this.
Okay, so
Yes.
anyway, I've started hitting the gym.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Whoa.
Yeah, they shouldn't make those things out of bricks.
Welcome to GenreBot, the group writing machine. We're the podcast that takes 3 original characters, we pick a genre, we workshop a 3-act story. My name is Vic, I'm your host for today, and I am joined by my lovely fiance.
Oh, hey, I'm Sarah. I'm marrying this douche. Can I say douche?
Too late.
Sure.
Yes.
Just own it.
We used to care, but now we don't.
I care a little,
yeah.
but go on.
I'm marrying this butt.
I'm Adam, and my wife died, and my daughter died, and I died.
Wait for it, because of the government.
Ooh. I'm Andrew. If anyone here has some kind of weird, debilitating illness, it's probably me.
And it's probably because of global warming.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and I should
Or global climate change.
I should have mentioned that Sarah and I are from 2 feuding families, and that one of us is sick, and our love proved to our families that their fight is silly.
We're star-crossed lovers, which is actually a bad thing.
Yes.
And
why are we being so weird with our introductions?
I couldn't think of anything as to why.
I don't know. Our melodrama pretty much is a good way to go. Our genre this week is Oscar bait.
da 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 da.
That's what.
Oh,
the music
hey,
sounds
you can
like
use
in
the
Oscar
Oscar opening
Oh
theme.
yeah.
yeah.
bait. So,
That makes sense.
I think that's
Sarah,
right.
since you're our
Is that
guest
Oscar?
today, could you come up with a working definition for us? What's an Oscar bait movie?
Cheap.
I know I did this with my last guest, but whatever.
So an Oscar bait movie would be a movie that you see a commercial and you just think, wow, they just really want to win an Oscar. Like, they really don't care about the plot. They don't care about what people think or if they make money.
Well,
just if they're gonna get nominated.
Actually, I would just
Not
change
always.
one part of that. It's actually too much about what people think, because it's like, what's a topic that gets everyone excited? Racism, or like the environment, or a really sappy love story that's really sad. It's like something that's gonna just really get all these people going.
Hey,
and like that's
that Mexican guy really liked that tree, but the white man wouldn't let him.
yes, right. So it's
I'm speaking, of course, about Avatar.
So yeah, that's Oscar bait. And here's the thing: we should probably start with this disclaimer. There's nothing wrong with movies winning Oscars, but there's maybe something a
Bold
little
stance.
wrong with making something just for the sake of winning an award.
And this is
So-
probably also our most subjective genre so far.
Yeah,
It's more of like, oh, that's Oscar bait's a way of like,
right.
a
This
derogatory
is
term.
more of a fun activity really than a it's.
Yeah.
No one sets out to make an Oscar bait movie. Like it
Well-
kind of happens, I guess.
Well-
when-
Have you seen Unbroken?
Okay, fair enough. All right, well, like, speaking of, let's talk about examples. And I really like how we were talking about examples, and Sarah brought up that 2014 may have been the biggest year of Oscar bait films in history. So let's rattle off that list again, because that was incredible. Hold on a sec.
But first,
She's got to
more recent ones.
Okay, well, more recent
2014
ones.
wasn't that long ago. Well, this year was The Revenant.
Yeah, The Revenant this year.
The movie made to get DiCaprio that Oscar finally.
Yep, it was like, hey man, this is it. We're gonna, we're gonna
It's
make
like,
this movie.
please,
You're gonna get your
come
Oscar.
on.
All right.
I'm sorry, it was
The movie.
2015.
That's
Oh,
all
it was
I
2015. Okay, so it was last year.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. Oh, we have them? Oh, here we go. Okay, so
Dynamite podcast
2015
material.
we had
know. Okay.
Whiplash, American Sniper, Birdman, The Grand Budapest Hotel, The Imitation Game, The Theory of Everything, Selma, Boyhood.
It took 12 years to
and
make.
That's it. Yeah, so like...
Yeah.
And here's the thing, I love some of those movies, but you can tell like there's a consistency to those formats where there's something that they're really going for. Like Grand Budapest Hotel is great, but it was clearly like this is an extremely visually stunning movie. Like,
Earlier you
we're
mentioned
really...
Gravity as well.
Gravity. Oh my god, yeah, like that was really very Oscar-y. Like
Did
look
that
at
get-
this.
Any awards? Because unless it was for
I think
visual
for-
effects.
Yeah, I think it might have been visual effects.
Yeah.
I'm not an
Yeah.
expert.
Okay, good.
Gravity
That
won
was
like
not-
nothing.
Yeah,
Right.
that was not a great story because It was just Sandra Bullock breathing.
It really
a lot.
wasn't a story.
No.
No,
It was more of like
an
happening.
exercise.
It was like
like kind of Avatar, how it was like, now when you look back, you're like, was that story worth it? No,
it was more like a
for this-
2-hour scene.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It was only like half an hour, or not half an hour, like an hour and a half. It wasn't even 2 hours.
Yeah, right.
Still
so.
though, like yeah. But
Yeah,
anyway,
so
all
that's
right,
type of
so
stuff.
You get the idea.
Anything to add, Andrew? Andrew?
Oh no.
I just wanted to give us all a moment to reflect on racism and why it's bad.
Oh, yes. Of course.
Oh, here's one that we forgot. Here's one that we forgot to mention. The Help.
Oh, the help.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you want to feel bad?
Yeah.
Life is Beautiful. That's the biggest like Oscar bait movie ever.
Yeah, nothing
Oh my God.
nothing gets the Oscars attention like White Guilt. That really gets them.
Let's keep going down this road. Ba-da-da-ba-ba-da-da-da-da.
All right, so-
Everybody look at me, we're controversial. Everybody look at me,
Yeah,
we're
let's
doing
not
bad.
get us like
No.
stoned.
No. Well, look, like like I said,
Let's move
a
on
lot
to
of
character time.
a lot of them are great movies. It's just certain things tend to really pop up. And all right, anyway, so next we're gonna do character time. All right, this is the part where each of us has created a character that we believe fits into this genre in some way, and we do not know these characters ahead of time. Well, we know our own characters, but we don't share them.
Yeah, we all make them up. An
We-
improv show.
Make them up right now. No. So, all right. I choose who goes
I did that
first.
once.
I am going to. I'm going to go first.
Hey.
I'm going to take the
Hey.
selfish road. My guy's name is Kenneth Lars. Lars last name.
Yeah, you got it. These
yes.
are pretty cool.
No, we'll stick with
Fine.
this. He's a like protege scientist. He's like, I'm going to say like 27. And he found the cure for cancer.
Hey.
We did it.
And
But does the government let the people have it?
I left all of that. I have ideas, but I'm going to wait and see what we're working with.
Okay.
So
Got it.
So that's it.
Man.
Sarah made a face. I think we have a competing scientist over here. I want to hear her character next.
Sarah, who's your character?
All right, so my character is a little bit more detailed than just that.
Oh, that's okay. Sometimes I have a whole paragraph for my character. I took the Adam route this time.
We have a spectrum. Hey, I write paragraphs sometimes.
Sometimes you do.
All right, so just prefacing, this is based on a true story, not really. But anything based on a true story is true Oscar bait.
That's true.
All of our movies are based on a true story.
All right, so Joe, wait.
No, go ahead.
Yeah.
So Hannah Schmidt is a 16-year-old Jewish child prodigy. She was accepted into Harvard Medical School when she was 11 on a full ride based on her outstanding SAT scores, IQ, an admissions essay about how she has dedicated her life to finding a cure for cancer so she can save her terminally ill father's life. What the world doesn't know is that when Hannah was 3 years old, she fell into a gorilla enclosure at her local zoo. And the gorilla was fatally domed while he was trying to gently rock her to sleep. She left the zoo that day with survivor's guilt and gorilla AIDS from the exposure to the poor soul's blood. Also, the world doesn't know that Hannah eloped with a handsome boy named Hans, who was recently recruited into the Hitler Youth of Massachusetts, which this is present day, the day after the secret illegal wedding that her dad did approve of. Hannah must choose between using her genius to find a cure for cancer to save her father, a cure for AIDS to save herself, or a cure for Nazism to save her marriage.
I love you. Wow. Oh my God! You even got a Harambe reference. Who belongs in the Oscars?
Okay.
Where is his movie?
He could be best supporting.
So wait, are you saying that she was the child? I thought it was a boy.
No, I'm just saying it was
this
covered
is
up by
not
the
the
government.
same story.
This happens.
It's based on a
This
true
Based on a true
Yeah.
story.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Okay, so it was cancer. So you had three scenarios
It was
there.
cancer.
She was
to cure her-
Jewish.
Yeah, she was Jewish.
Which makes
so
the whole Nazi thing even worse.
she has to find a cure for Nazism to save her marriage,
All right, so
as if it is a disease.
not
Is the Hitler Youth still active?
No,
Oh,
I mean,
okay,
I mean
good.
maybe. I mean,
There's Nazis.
Yeah. but like Hitler's dead.
It's a underground organization.
Or is it?
Okay,
Ooh.
so Nazi marriage.
Have you ever seen his body?
What are the other two?
Cure for cancer,
Cancer father.
Dad
is
That was part of
cancer.
it. Yeah.
and a cure
Her
for
father.
AIDS to save herself.
Well, we've got a connection. We've got a reason for our characters to
Yeah,
meet.
we're both scientists looking for a
There you
cure for
But
cancer,
we're only halfway
and also
through them.
also AIDS and Nazism.
You know what would actually be hilarious is if all 4 characters are trying to cure cancer. That would be incredible.
That's pretty funny.
You guys have like 3 seconds to retcon your characters. All right.
Okay, on it.
Great. So next, let's do Andrew next.
All right. My character is Lucky.
Is he the embodiment of cancer?
Lucky.
No.
No fibbing.
Is it his day? Is it a lucky day?
No, it's not. Lucky is from a remote Pacific island that has never been contacted by the outside world. One day he built a boat and left. He made landfall in a place applicable to the plot and began exploring the strange world. Unfortunately, he's been exposed to cancer and doesn't have much longer to live.
You're kidding me.
Really?
Nope.
How can you be exposed to cancer?
Wait.
Someone with cancer sneezes on you?
So wait, did you change it or was that actually what you were going to say?
I did. I originally wrote a normally harmless disease, but let's make it cancer.
Okay.
Because he's from uncontacted people.
Actually-
I watched that documentary on Netflix.
Yeah, that makes sort of sense.
Huh. I mean, it still works.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Exposed to cancer. Great. All right. What,
I mean, AIDS would make more sense, but your character.
about what stage of life is this guy in? Like,
An age, not 40 or 50.
okay, so like 30.
No, why do you always go for the old people?
Was that a nod or a shake of the head? It's hard to tell.
25. Every character I make is 25 unless I say explicitly different.
All right, great. And finally, my character's name.
Now it's time for story time.
No, wait.
Oh, wait. we've got one more.
Yeah. My guy's name is Brian Robinson.
Wow.
And he is an alcoholic husband.
Oh man. Is he a Nazi youth?
Well, we'll see how these connect. He's an alcoholic husband, and he just found, and his wife also drinks just almost as much as him, and they recently found out that his wife has liver cancer.
No. Are you serious?
Yeah,
Did you change yours?
No,
too?
it was originally
Oh my
liver
God.
cancer.
And the weird thing is, there aren't even that many movies about cancer.
No, we just all went for because I think what we were all going for is melodrama,
Yeah, and cancer's
cancer's like the best.
the
Like, of course.
it's the perfect melodrama for this type of movie. Yeah, and so basically he has to kind of go cold turkey in respect for his wife.
Because she has to.
Yeah. So it's him struggling with his alcohol.
Oh man, that could be a real like contained psychological story.
Yep. But I said, no, this would be funny if I have this, and then we have a bunch of other.
By the way,
Yes.
I feel like we should pause for a moment and define melodrama. I've used the term twice now. Melodrama is basically like I mean we all know what drama is, a lot of emotion and stuff like that. But melodrama is when it's like kind of over the top,
You don't need to define melodrama.
Like,
they can figure it out with context,
like-
because people mean something, Victor.
My father didn't need to know melodrama.
and
Exactly.
his father before him.
Think soap opera, right?
Yeah,
soap
Yeah.
opera. They're melodrama.
And neither did my
yeah.
secret evil brother.
So that,
Or my evil brother everyone knew about.
yeah. So,
Two secret
there
evil
you go.
brothers.
Okay. So there's our characters, yay! And next is story time.
Yeah.
we're gonna take these 4 characters,
These 4
and we're going to
cancer-ridden characters.
yeah, we're definitely gonna have cancer in the mix here somewhere, but it's gonna be we're gonna make a 3-act story now. So, well,
Well, Victor, your guy has a cure for cancer.
he does.
This movie's going to be 30 seconds long.
We all have cancer. We need help. Well, I've got the cure. The end.
But
Man, that would be.
but Hannah is still.
It could enter the short film part of the Oscars.
There you go.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but Hannah also has Nazi issues and AIDS issues.
Yeah.
Well, let's go back to Sarah's character for a moment. And this is part of the process. To fit the story, we'll make changes if we have to. Let's
change nothing.
well, I want to keep it all, but I want to try and make it work with what we're doing here. Like, because like the Nazi part, I actually am totally fine with because it's been a while since I think the last.
By a while, you mean like 6 episodes?
No. I was gonna say like American History X might be like the last significant movie about neo-Nazis. You know, like,
I thought you meant our episodes.
No.
Inglourious Bastards, if you count that.
Okay, all right, fair enough. But
that's about regular Nazis.
That was World War II.
Okay, yeah.
So it has been a while. So I'm okay with that, and I'm okay with the whole finding the cure for cancer thing. But the gorilla AIDS part, that's a little disjunct.
AIDS is such a big deal in Oscar movies now, though.
Then how about we have it just be AIDS instead of gorilla AIDS?
Well, she got AIDS from a gorilla.
Honestly, that doesn't even have to be a part of it. It's just they're AIDS now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it would be simian immunodeficiency virus rather than human immunodeficiency virus, which would mutate into an entirely different kind of AIDS.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Unique AIDS.
That's a second point of origin for AIDS.
Maybe she wants to visit the person who has found the cure for cancer to help her with her AIDS.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So
that is not how science works,
actually,
but okay.
Actually, hold on a second. Wait. I have an idea. What if her father getting the cure to cancer is what gets her to meet Kenneth, and then that kind of blossoms into the next thing, which is, the cure for AIDS, but it becomes more of a thing. And I think the more I think about it, I really, like you said, I really wanted Kenneth to be wrapped up in like a political thing. Mm-hmm. I could see that being a whole movie.
Oh yeah, that's the thing is that it's like, there could be a cure for cancer, but it's like pharmaceuticals don't want you to have it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because cancer makes a lot of money.
Yeah,
so there could
chemotherapy
be,
and all that. Yeah.
Well, because there could be a lot going on here. Okay, Andrew's character has political ties.
Right.
That could be a thing where maybe
technically no one's allowed to talk to me.
Maybe the other two characters know each other. Adam's character and Sarah's character, they know each other. Mm-hmm. They both are like regular people that need this cure. They are denied it, but she's in the community and she knows there is a cure out there. I know the guy.
Okay.
And then what happens is this person who is kind of an ambassador gets the cure.
Okay.
They give it to him.
All right. So
then it'll become a big thing, and there could be a lot of drama there.
Huh.
What do you guys think?
So does the world know that they gave the cure to?
I want to keep it a
Loki,
conspiracy.
I was going to say that's almost an entirely other movie. Well, that
could be the threat. Is she threatens to go public
with the cure?
With the information that they have won and gave it to someone.
All right,
but it would be tough because no one knows that country exists.
Sometimes this naturally happens, but I think now we have to. We should identify who our protagonist is in this. Like who are we focusing on? Who are the side stories?
I think Hannah's the most detailed.
It's true, and she has the most kind of conflicts going on because with her husband versus father versus self.
And I would say Kenneth could almost be kind of an antagonist because I can see him starting off. Actually, I can see him being really kind of like the go through like a real fall where like he starts off with all these ideals and realizes how much money he could make just selling it to the government and kind of just does that.
Or
so he kind of represents like corporation corruption and stuff like that. So like that could be. Sorry.
Look at it this way. What if he starts getting all like Darwinian about it and says like, okay, look, cancer has been around since life has been around. Cancer is the opposite of like, if we get rid of cancer, then there will be less death and the balance will be thrown off.
But then why would he dedicate his life to finding a cure for it?
For money.
Well,
for money. Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Also because it's a challenge. So to some people, that's all it is.
For a protege,
if we throw off the balance and we let like the human population explode even further, then what happens when there's too many people? We start competing over resources, and something even worse than cancer, like war, starts coming down. And
I just had a great idea. This might be later in the movie, but what if there's all this corruption and he's basically just like, okay, like I just wanted the government to, just to pay me or whatever, something. But what happens is, what I want to see is this guy, Andrew's guy, Lockheed. The cure wears off and he gets sick again, and then she has to find the real cure.
Oh, so he got like a hold you over cure.
Yeah, like it.
He got
like the cure from X-Men 3.
Oh yeah,
which
like
also is Oscar worthy.
What if?
yes.
What if Kenneth is working for the Nazis to find a cure, and that's why it's so underground?
Oh, that's how they're going to come back.
Like Winter
Soldier.
It's not the government; it's the Nazis who are paying him to find the cure for cancer.
Oh wait, no,
and they want the capital from
I'm gonna,
selling the cure to come back.
I'm gonna one up you here. The Nazis don't want cancer to be cured because they think that cancer is like trying to purify
the human race.
Yeah. Oh wait, or something like that.
Yeah, cancer's trying to weed everyone out.
Or maybe
they're social Darwinists.
Maybe they use the cure to reverse engineer a cancer-inducing drug.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do.
To give that to like,
because that's so hard to find.
Well, yeah,
I mean, yeah, true.
I could go to 7-Eleven right now and get some cancer
but
drugs.
Like, it's different than it would be a lot easier to just like boom, like inject someone.
I suppose. Either targeting. To tie Brian into this a little bit more, what if we said Brian Robinson was actually Hannah's father? We could change him to Brian Schmidt.
Oh, we could change it instead of...
And his wife is still the one with cancer, so...
Yeah, we could do it instead of he has cancer. That could be her dad, and her mom has cancer.
Yeah.
That works.
That's what I was thinking. Like, we do that
sometimes.
So can it be better. Brian and Hannah Rabinowitz?
Well, we said they knew each other.
Rabinowitz, sure.
Very Jewish name.
That is a very Jewish name. Good job.
The
husband, his character is... This is sometimes a thing, like, there's a chance if we decide not to just make everything relevant, he could just be a neo-Nazi and, like, that's it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be plot driving. You could just be like, oh yeah, that's weird.
It just
that's a weird detail.
Hey, he knows my husband. Through work.
They know some of the same people. Oh, man.
All right, so Act 1. Are we seeing any flashbacks? Is that
I feel like we have to have those like really like drawn out, like
slow
hyper
shots.
detailed, slow shot, like cinematography moments where we have to get like a snapshot of her life. Like
an opening sequence of her life, but it's told through a bunch of sad photos.
Absolutely, yeah.
Of her like in a gorilla enclosure.
Yeah.
Crying over the dead gorilla's body, covered in his blood.
And her at her wedding, and like her husband's dressed as a Nazi. that's actually
he's got like the SS uniform.
Honestly, that's an Oscar bait picture. An Oscar bait like
he's on like
scene.
he's on the chair dance.
Yeah,
in Nazi outfit.
He's got a swastika tie.
There's so many problems with this.
We're just rolling. We'll just keep rolling.
Okay.
Because Nazis win Oscars.
They do. I said it was secret. A Jew is marrying a Nazi, so that's like kind of a big deal.
If
no
that
one knows
was the
about
whole
it.
movie, that would win. We could win an Oscar, guys.
And
could.
But Victor, we don't want one Oscar. We want all the Oscars.
That's true. All right, who's doing our soundtrack? I'm thinking Hans Zimmer, John Williams, or maybe Danny Elfman.
Yeah, that's a good mix.
All right.
All right. So Kenneth, we're calling him the antagonist, is what you're saying, just because.
Well, it's tough because a lot of times in Oscar movies, antagonists are concepts.
Yeah, true.
Like the real enemy here is racism.
There's not just a
or
mean
like
person.
the real, or
the
like
government.
the government. Bigotry, whatever,
loneliness.
Right. So, like in this case, I would say Kenneth is kind of a representation of like corporate greed, or maybe not. maybe not corporate greed. He just kind of the lack of righteousness in humanity. You know, like he did this thing that's so great, but totally lost sight of what that really means to the world, and really just kind of thought of his own goals. That I could see that being a thing. So it's not really him that's the antagonist. It's what he represents. You know, the fact that that's probably happened many times before.
But is he still a Nazi?
I don't know, man. I don't know if I pictured him like that.
Andrew, what's Loki's opinion on Nazis?
He just found out that there were other kinds of people. If somebody says that there are better kinds of people, okay.
Well, honestly, let's zoom into his story for a minute.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting.
Let's talk about him.
He's going through just experiencing the world for the first time.
Also, he might be the Black Panther.
Maybe.
It's potential.
No, because no superhero movie ever is even considered for an Oscar unless someone dies in the making of it.
Right, Heath Ledger.
Yeah, true. What about Birdman?
Well, yeah.
Did someone die during Birdman?
Not a superhero movie.
That's not really a
Okay.
superhero movie.
Same with Mad Max.
That's a superhero movie.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Right.
All right. But yeah. So, Andrew, how do you think Loki would interact with Hannah?
He would.
Or is he just kind of just doe-eyed about absolutely everything?
I think he's just kind of going through culture shock. Yeah, he's like, wait, why are your huts so big? What kind of sticks are these? Oh God.
So where is he in the scheme of all this? Is he just randomly wandering around Boston, or is he?
Yeah, you said Massachusetts is where we're setting this.
Yeah.
Maybe he's kind of end of Act 2. He's one of those you keep seeing and hearing about him throughout the film, but then later on, when it turns out that the cure is a sham or whatever, he is I'm sick of dealing with this corrupt government. I want you to do this because you'll do it for the right reasons. And then that could be that random. What's the term for when suddenly out of nowhere in the third act the main character gains enough power to be on the exact same level as the antagonist? Because that's, I don't know what that's called, but that's kind of what I'm seeing is
super mushrooming.
I don't know.
Okay, but yeah, I think that's a good role for him.
Yeah, but
you see him early on, you see him as a diplomat, just a background character, then he comes into the fray.
Yeah.
In a second. All right. For what's our big first act turning points? Is it that Hannah meets Kenneth, learns about cancer?
We forgot something.
Oh.
Someone totally has to die.
Oh.
Well,
I was actually kind of thinking that I could see her husband dying because he's a.
Oh, I've got a good one.
Possibly.
Sometime close to the end, Kenneth is totally gonna kill himself.
Oh, really?
He's gonna realize how much of a bastard he is and just end it. I can imagine that being a thing.
It has to be a very, very slow suicide. It's not
Or if you want to go for shock value, it could just be just a kind of left turn moment. Maybe there's it's been a few scenes since we've heard from him, and then suddenly it cuts to him, and there's all these people grilling him about was the cure a sham from the start, or are you a sham as a scientist, and all this blah 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 blah. And just to clarify our story, he sold it to the government instead of giving it to the world. The government used it on this diplomat. It failed. Mm-hmm. Now they're questioning him, and they're saying maybe if you would have given it to the world, we could have enhanced it. It could have been better, or maybe it was a sham from the start. Maybe you're a sham. And basically he's just being...
It's too much. He's overloaded.
He's the scapegoat. The government threw him under the bus. We need a scapegoat. So he's getting totally just blasted for it.
All right, I'm cool with
so
that.
there's going to be just a moment where he just can't take it anymore.
What we are implying with that is that Hannah did blow the whistle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that could be a thing maybe is that maybe she extends an olive branch okay, well now we're really working on the cure. Obviously he should be on our team. He can redeem himself, and they can find out that they can maybe find him in his office or something, either something really tragic and upsetting, he hung himself or he shot himself or something.
Oh, let's think of a fun way to commit suicide.
Well, no, it has to be something that would really, really suck to find.
The most melodramatic way of committing suicide.
Jumping out a window.
Ooh,
what if he released a poisonous snake?
And it hung him.
Yeah.
He jumped
like a little rope.
into a vat filled with electric
Oh,
eels.
wait, I got it. See, I did a internship at a museum, and I was in the malacology department, and I learned that cone shell venom has a lot of medical implications. So what if he has just like a tank of a couple of those that he milks for venom occasionally?
Yeah, right.
And
He lets them
and
bite
that's also
him.
yeah. Well, no, it stings. It shoots out its tongue, and the tongue is a spike, and it fills him with venom that acts so quickly that it acts faster than the nerve action. So you die before you realize you've been hit.
Wow. So
According to Jurassic Park 2. I don't know if that's real.
So wait, so maybe they walk in and they see him dunking his arm in the tank, and before they can even say anything, it just gets him and he just drops.
yeah,
Yeah.
that type of thing. And that would be if the suicide route is do it the fastest, painless way as possible. That would be it.
That's true.
Yeah, and having that knowledge, therefore, he would choose
Yeah.
that option. Yeah, that makes character sense. I want to just say that we should have a lot of conversations with Brian and his daughter.
Yeah.
Also, this
Lot
is
of character
something
moments.
that we're not going to be able to really capture in the format of what we do. Is that this movie needs to be visually stunning. There needs to be a lot of good dialogue that's really like.
I was going to say, I have a guy for that. Zack Snyder.
Well, no.
But then they said dialogue.
For
I'm like,
cinematography,
nope.
yeah.
I
No,
don't see this one being visually stunning, though. I see this as more of, like, the dark, like, everything's just kind of, like...
It's still a type of cinematography.
It's a
Yeah.
thing. Like, it needs
Yeah.
to be well produced.
Well shot, no matter.
Good production value.
If it's like
And-
dark or light, but yeah.
Yeah. I feel like...
honestly, I think Oscar Bates probably have like the same pool of cinematographers.
Yeah. And I feel like this has to have a lot of really like heavy-handed, like idealistic themes. Like there's got to be a lot of those like because it's right moments. Because this is what I went to school for, and and she needs to be our underdog hero. So there needs to be moments where she's like fighting back tears, like I will not give up, and stuff like that. And
those things, this change that we had. All right, so Brian's her father, and her mother, his wife, still has cancer. Right?
Yes.
and they were both alcoholics.
Yeah, and so he was kind of going. They're trying to do the cold turkey route. It wasn't working. If maybe that's what really encouraged her to get to focus on the cancer stuff. Is that going cold turkey for him wasn't working, and he was kind of like pleading with her. Is like like this is the worst thing ever. This is the worst thing ever. And so she has to. Like that would really encourage her to find the cure.
You need to find a cure for cancer because I can't stop drinking alcohol.
I can totally see that scene. I can totally, yeah.
That's more or less. And I almost want, all right, like I don't want the arc to end with, oh, okay, she finds the cure for cancer, gives it to her mom, and then it's
actually
happy.
In the end she should like find it, and then that could be the Act 3 twist. Is like the government's like, you don't understand. He didn't give us the cure. We took it. We're gonna take yours. And that could be because that's in the end that needs to be our big thing about the movie is like don't trust the government. Like
yeah. Right. But the one thing is that we want to say that Lockie was exposed to it, and he wasn't. It wasn't a permanent thing. I was thinking like, what if we did the what's the new the Planet of the Apes, Rise of the Planet of the Apes?
Mm-hmm.
The Alzheimer's type thing where like his dad like it was cured for a while but then he starts to fade off.
What happened was the body he built
and
immunity
and
to
it makes monkeys super anti-cancer.
Yes.
Actually, the funny thing is that the logic behind the drug made sense until it got to the ape part where they become smart. It was saying like it actually did work, but the human body was able to make antibodies too quickly.
That could be our
So
explanation.
it just fought it off, and eventually like because Andrew, didn't you say that when we did our zombie episode? Hey, throwback to our first episode.
Oh man,
Something
Well-
about
that one.
Something about like antibiotics and how like inevitably they'll all be like inert because we'll get used to them or something like that.
Yes, antibiotic resistance.
Right.
That's actually why the FDA, I think, recently banned antibacterial soap. All soap is now going to be alcohol-based.
Oh, that makes sense.
Huh.
But okay, so maybe it's something similar to that logic where he found a cure, but he kind of rushed it and didn't really finalize it, and then that's what happened. Is like it's more of a band-aid than a cure.
Yeah, really.
And so then he gets totally thrown under the bus. offs himself, you know, and now it's up to her now, and she realizes, oh, geez, we think that we're doing this for our own reasons, but we're all just pawns of the government. They were just waiting for us to do it so that they could step in, take it, you know, make me the scapegoat. Whole process repeats.
Right. So, and now in this end of the second act type stuff, she has to turn this around.
Yeah. So,
and we still also have to conclude with and
she has AIDS.
I
forgot
forgot
about
AIDS.
that. Crap.
BTW.
But no one cares about AIDS according to South Park. So.
Oh wait, maybe that could be a thing where the audience doesn't know she has AIDS.
And that's another thing that's a little hinted at. At the beginning.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense.
Third ass reveal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where like she gets sick or something, and they're like, "What's the matter?" And then finally
Andrew?
they reveal.
Yeah, I was going to say, at the end of the second act, I think that is a good point for Loki to succumb to his illness.
He succumbs as well.
Yep.
But he's just like, "Oh, in my country, we cured AIDS a long time ago."
That's interesting. No, yeah. His third world nation all is affected by all these diseases except not AIDS.
Also, are there gorillas there? Because I kind of want this to end with him giving her like a baby gorilla as a pet.
That makes no sense biogeographically.
And it says, "Mommy."
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's this took a
So
turn.
many implications.
No,
we shouldn't put them in zoos then.
All right, no, we're all right.
But
Forget all of that.
But hang on, off that strain, what if AIDS is something that he is immune to because
There's a kind of coconut or something.
So whatever
wait,
reason,
no,
but I'm saying in his blood is what they need.
So Loki's immune,
AIDS.
so they find the cure for AIDS in Loki.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Because it's the cure that Kenneth came up with.
Huh?
What?
He's immune to it because it's an unforeseen side effect of the failed cancer cure that Kenneth made.
Failed cancer cure plus his blood equals AIDS cure.
So it doesn't cure cancer, but it does cure AIDS, a completely different illness.
Okay, any
It's
doctors or scientists listening, I'm sorry.
I'm listening right now, and I accept your apology.
Well, talking
Andrew,
about
I'm sorry.
how does Oscar Bate feel about pseudoscience?
I think they're okay.
I think it depends on the movie.
Because Gravity, there's a lot of bad science in Gravity.
Yeah.
Gravity's,
Because they say, forget science. It's all about our heart, our drama.
Well, even like Whiplash,
I mean,
which is an
Interstellar was so not sciency.
It was pretty science.
It had enough to.
But the problem was, it was almost too much sciencey.
Okay.
Well, even on you want to talk like logic, okay? Like Whiplash, incredible movie. I've been a drummer for 15 years. When you drum for particularly long, your hands don't.
They don't bleed.
They don't bleed the way they do in the movie.
Unless you won an Oscar.
You can get blisters.
Yeah.
And
they'll callus before they cut.
If he had been a drummer for his whole life,
yeah,
that wouldn't have been happening.
Gotcha.
It's negligible, but what I'm getting at is like, for the sake of the drama, you can oversee stuff like that.
Right.
So we're saying it's a combination between Whiplash science and Avatar science.
Now, we need to find a balance between, like, it's believable enough that we're not gonna, like, questioning it isn't gonna derail us from the movie.
True, yeah.
So there needs to be real science in there.
I would say, let's keep our stance zoomed out.
What they do is they realize that
Kenneth and
Loki has the cure for AIDS within him now because they administered the faux cure that Kenneth came up with, and since he's now sponsoring Hannah to find the real cure for cancer.
Does Heather sound like a Jewish name?
She finds out that she has this cure, so she's able to cure herself. But now that she's working on the cure for cancer, and it's this like false hope moment where like, yeah, let's do this, the government steps in.
Yeah, the government,
and that's going to be our big third act thing.
The government cut off Kenneth. Now they're here to cut off her.
This is the Oscar bait moment where it becomes this huge thing about protesting government involvement in medicine and stuff like that. And
I got it. They threatened to expose her marriage to the Nazi.
Oh, there you go.
Wow, are
bring it back around.
Are you sure you haven't listened that much? Because you established a Chekhov gun, you hid it from us, and then you brought it right back. You're natural.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, expose her Nazi marriage. Which, that's
how's the husband going to react to that?
I mean, he's a Nazi, so they can't find out that he's married to a Jew.
I know,
or
but I
just
mean-
married to. Or
so he's
exist.
just as interested in keeping it a secret.
Yeah, he's a Nazi and he's married to a Jewish girl.
Most Nazis are pretty cool with like people knowing that they're Nazis. But in his case, like he's kind of keeping it on the DL.
Yeah, he's a modern Nazi.
Once she became a public figure, it was like, ooh, yikes.
Yeah.
So okay,
Also, they're 16, which is kind of weird.
they get a divorce.
I don't think they can legally.
Drama.
Yeah, but
Oh.
they could still expose that they were married at one point. That's still enough to, like, kill a Nazi for marrying a Jew at any point.
I don't think they need a divorce in this per se.
Okay.
It's more of well, the problem here is that her mother's going to die
Yeah.
because now she can't cure her
Oh
cancer.
wait, and then once she gets cured of the HIV virus, maybe she finally decides to get pregnant, so that she knows she's not going to pass it on to the kids.
She's 16.
Wait, she's 16.
Yeah, that's what I said. She's a,
Oh,
like, child
you said
prodigy.
child protege. I didn't put the actual age down. Oh yeah, she's 16.
Man,
She's been 16 this whole time.
This is a messed up character. You're messed up.
She's Nazi married at 16.
That's why I prefaced she got married with her parents'
Oh my
permission.
god.
Because her mother was dying of cancer and she wanted her mother to see her marriage.
Oh.
So
my
that she got
God.
married at 16 and then found out that she married a Nazi.
Yeah.
Well, you know, if she's married, she can have kids.
Her whole backstory is a short story.
But she still doesn't want to.
This is. Oh man.
She's got
My
layers.
whole perception of this
Well,
story.
but
is
honestly, if she's okay with marrying at 16, she's probably okay with having kids at 16.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like,
and
that's
she-
not-
she's seen some stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Alcoholic parents, Nazi husband,
I mean,
dead monkey AIDS.
not to.
Speaking of alcoholic parents, let's. Like, so they're just they're right now they're faced with not like now she can't take the easy way out of getting cured with this cancer. Now she has to go through a process of some kind. Or
But she's cured.
She's cured.
oh, she was cured.
Well, I mean, we found the cure for AIDS.
Yeah, no, I'm talking her mother.
Yeah, Hannah's cured.
Right.
Her
What I'm
mother still
saying
has
is, like,
cancer.
that whole arc is
Yeah.
resolved.
She is. I'm saying the arc that we haven't resolved is her parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan
Okay.
and Scarlett.
We still haven't found a cure for cancer.
But the government. Oh, maybe the government uses her parents against her.
Well, they are using her husband.
Maybe
against
they
her.
give, or maybe they make her the same offer. Maybe they say like, you know, you give us the cure, and we won't expose you, and we'll
administer
Sure,
it
and
to
mother.
her.
we'll use it on your mother.
That's pretty good.
Right.
All right, but so my question is, what's the end of this if it isn't just her saying, "Okay, yes" to the government?
Maybe
and-
she chooses not to give it to the government. Her mother ends up going untreated because, well, not untreated, but she loses the battle maybe, and she considers it a sacrifice because in the end we can show that she does actually manage to get it distributed to the world.
Well,
Oh.
I feel like since this is quote unquote based on a true story, the only two options we have are she bows down and actually ends up doing what the government says, or everyone dies. Like, there can't really be a happy ending to this.
I think the government has to win. Like that's the melodrama solution.
Yeah, the government
maybe-
has to
maybe
win,
as
but do
a-
they win and her mom gets cured, or do they win and everyone ends up
I think
dying?
actually,
they
somehow?
win.
I-
Her mom gets cured.
I was actually going to say, I think that her protest of the whole thing would be that, like, if they take the cure from her, then she doesn't want their handouts. So it's like, fine, you know.
Oh well, that's like aggressively sad.
Yeah.
I refuse to be sad.
I mean,
If I can't make the world happy, I'm not making my mom happy.
Yeah, if it was her, I could see her doing that, but you wouldn't kill your mom to piss off the government.
Yeah. Honestly, what I would do is I would.
I mean, I would. Hi, Mom. Love you.
wow.
I mean, all right. Here's what I'd say.
Will this be our most controversial episode of Chandlerpod? Oh man.
What I'd say is that okay, the government, they what was the first part of the government's agreement? It was
They
something-
said, well, they're threatening to expose her marriage.
No, yeah. All right. So they're threatening. That's the only thing the government's threatening. They're threatening to expose her marriage, and they're taking all her cure stuff, But instead, she chooses, maybe that's it. Maybe she says, you know, forget you. Here's the stuff, but I'm curing my mom. And maybe because of that, she and her husband have to, like, you know, have to go undercover, have to go underground.
Oh,
or
maybe what happens is they do expose her, but she gets to cure her mom, so that gets to be like the the happy ending,
And they
quotation
move-
marks.
And
Yeah.
they move with Lochte to his island.
Yeah! And they have a new life for themselves
Yeah.
away from the stupid American government. Because that's our thing here, is the government is awful. Yay! I think that actually works pretty well. What do you guys think?
I liked it.
Andrew, how hospitable is Locke's homeland? Like on a scale from 1 to 10, and one's a bad bed and breakfast, and like the worst bed and breakfast, like a bed and breakfast where
They give you a banana and like a little solo cup of weird orange juice.
yeah
Ooh,
we're
not
talking
even coffee.
like two blueberries and a sofa. Like, that's the bed and breakfast. And then 10 is like the Marriott, like the California Marriott, like the Marriott that you go to, that Steven Spielberg visits when he
It's really bad. There's a volcano god who's angry at all of them.
oh don't tell them that.
Yeah, but
Alright.
maybe maybe they'll be happy there.
So volcano
No,
god,
sequel hook.
government. I'll take my chances with the volcano god.
True.
Yeah.
So let's wrap this up. 5-minute
Okay,
limits.
Time for the
All right.
5-minute limit. Wait,
5-minute limit.
First of all, Andrew, what do you think? Are we all happy with that whole story?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Good. Yay, we did it, guys. We will surely win an Oscar.
All right, 5-minute limit.
5-minute
begins now.
limit. This is the time when
Okay.
we try to come up with a good name in 5 minutes or less. 1, 2, 3, go.
Right.
Um,
Cancer Island. Nope.
all right. Well, we're starting
True.
somewhere. Now we have a place to go up from.
Spoilers. That's kind of how it ends. It's one of those like magical names. Like they don't.
It has
They don't-
nothing to do with the movie.
Yeah, it
Silver Bullet.
more of a all right. The fine.
The Corrupt.
The Cure. Is that a movie already?
I was gonna say
Probably.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
I mean,
the
it's a band.
The Cure is not enough,
That's actually great.
and that's also the tagline for
Actually,
a zombie movie.
These are usually like.
Oh, man. All these callbacks
Oh, yeah, it
with
is.
the
Oh my
the
God.
antibiotic resistance and the cure is not enough and the racism.
What if
There will be
well,
gorilla blood.
I feel like these. I feel like these movies always have some kind of really like ominous reference to something, like
Like the Revenant had nothing to do. It was just a cool word.
It's
Black
true.
Mass. Yeah, cool word that's sort of relevant.
Death and Recovery.
How about
I like The Cure is not enough
vi-
myself.
Ooh,
Remission.
Virus.
Ooh, I like Remission.
I like Remission better than Virus. Virus is a sci-fi version. If it was
Okay.
more sci-fi,
Cancer is not a virus.
Remissions. Well, the government is the virus. No.
True.
All right,
but
no.
I like Remission. 'cause
I like
once again you
Remission,
can do.
too.
All right, I think that's a winner.
Hey, Remission.
Hey.
I'll come up with a very heavy-handed tagline when I put this on.
Can it be The Cure is not enough?
Remission. The Cure is not enough.
The Cure was never enough. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Oh, that's good.
All right.
Great. All right, guys. Well, this was great. Man, I really hope that we
This
don't
was
lose...
terrible. I kept dropping the call every like 2 seconds.
Yeah,
I don't know what you're talking
we-
about.
We got to work that out.
Everything-
And yeah, nothing
It
happened.
sounds pretty smooth to me.
Adam's editing this episode. Sucks to suck.
I'll do my best, officer.
Your
better.
best is not enough.
You'll never do as well as your father did.
I guess my happiness is in remission.
Nice. Oh man, I hope that this episode didn't lose us some listeners.
I told you to review my character, and you were like, "No, I'm sure it's fine."
Oh man.
Hey,
He can't review your character. That's antithetical.
Yeah,
Turn in your badge and your gun. You're off the case and off the force.
You're a loose cannon, Sarah.
Your character worked just fine. Don't
no,
worry.
it
You
was
did.
great.
You did wonderful.
No, I think that-
Well, Hannah was originally going to be married to a Nazi lesbian, but I thought that was too much.
That's
Honestly,
that's
Oh.
one too many.
Yeah.
No.
You're right.
So,
You have a lot in there.
It was one too much.
All right,
You-
good.
I just changed it to regular Nazi.
Well, guys, if you'd like to nominate our film for an Oscar, or perhaps start a GoFundMe for us to make this film so it can actually enter the Oscars in the future, you can contact us at our email, which is podcast.genrebot@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook. Check us out, subscribe, follow us, like us, whatever. We're on Twitter. But make sure that you get Genrebot Podcast. The other Genrebot is a liar and a fake. And you can find us on iTunes. Download us for free. We're on Spreaker, Omni, Stitcher, wherever podcasts are found. And I believe that's it. All right, thanks a lot for listening. And if you want to get a teaser for next time,
if you here it is. We're like right now.
This is it.
Don't tune in later. All right, next time on GenreBots. I noticed that just about once a season we have an episode for the kids. And,
oh man!
And sometimes the kids aren't into cancer, like Oscar Bates. So this movie is
famous Adam quotes. Sometimes the kids aren't into cancer. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but okay. So in keeping up with going for something the kids would like, next time we're doing a fairy tale parody.
Ooh.
Oh.
Think like Shrek and Hoodwinked and like that kind of
okay.
The Grimm's fairy tale universe, but you're having the fun subversion stuff.
All right, I could do that.
Yeah,
nice.
Because we kind of did our own fairy tale back when we did our Disney one.
Right.
So yeah,
and we did a Disney style movie.
Not an original fairy tale. Let's have fun with some existing stuff.
Okay, I like it.
All right.
Let's do it.
What if we make fun of the same characters, though? Like, we all come in with Little Red Riding Hoods.
That'd be pretty great, because...
that's why we're not going to share. We're just going to go into it.
Yeah, I think nothing but fun can happen.
Nice. All right, great. All right, well, thanks for listening, everybody. Sarah, thank you for being here.
Yay, thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
All right, so don your red hood and head out into that wilderness. To visit your grandmother who may or may not have a terminal illness.
Yes. And remember to never trust the government.
Never, ever.
All right, guys. See you later.
Well, it's been...
Oh.
Ding, 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 ding. Oh, we're sorry. Internet connection problems.
Nice.
Bye, everyone.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello. Thank you for listening to GenreBot. I've been programmed to tell you that Andrew didn't choose an ending theme. So instead, here's somebody else's copyrighted material. Oh, wow, what a change of pace.
So, Jay, what's your pick for Best Picture?
Boyhood. Mike, what's your pick for Best Picture?
Boyhood!
Boyhood?
Boyhood.
Boyhood.
Boyhood, it's f***ing amazing.
Boyhood.
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 Boyhood, it's amazing.
Boyhood. It took 12 years to make. Did you know that it took 12 years to make? Boyhood.
It's amazing. It's magical. You can see a kid grow up on screen. It's magical.
Boyhood.
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 Boyhood, it took 12 years to make.
Did Boyhood take 12 years to make?
It took a really long time to make. It took longer than it took them to make the Great Wall of China!
No.
Did you know that the actor in Boyhood grew up on screen before your eyes?
That's never happened before. There was this thing called the 7-Up series that is...
Visit Red Letter Media on YouTube or, perhaps more productively, Patreon. Peace out. Home dogs.